All right, yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski. It's early, but we've got some big PokeForce news to cover. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is titled, PokeForce is moving and upcoming demo information. PokeForce is moving and upcoming demo information. Hello, PokeForce. Today, the staff are excited to announce that we've begun the process to transition to Godot game engine. So they're moving game engines and effectively moving away from libGDX game framework we were originally using. There's a lot of variables, decisions, and exciting things we want to share to you in this announcement. So without further ado, let's get started. It is truly a monster of a post, so just buckle down, get a snack, get ready. It's a lot of reading. I'm not the best at reading, but I'm here to try to do it for you today, attempt it at least. Why and what is Godot? Godot is a cross-platform free and open source game engine. Godot has many industry standard tools integrated into it and provides a lot of user-friendly ways to build our game. This is particularly exciting for our designers, as it means they will be able to join the programmers and assist with things such as world flavor, dialogue, NPCs, and more. Another exciting feature for our designers is an all-powerful map editor that will give us a lot more flexibility on what we can do with our maps, such as having instanced areas that are different to you during this. That's actually really important. Instance areas are just, in MMOs in general, instance areas are almost always required for certain bosses, certain mechanics, certain storyline fights. Instance areas are essentially just a separate world that you can travel to be able to just be there alone. For example, for certain boss fights in certain MMOs or certain games, like if you have 5,000 people playing and they all want to do the same boss fight, you need an instance to actually kick them over to that so you can actually all do it at the same time versus sit there and wait in line one out of 5,000. Continuing on, we chose to transition to Godot after we started looking into the cross-platform capabilities of libGDX and found that a lot of things just weren't working as we expected. Godot will support Windows, Mac, Intel, and Android and iOS out of the box. We combined this with the fact that libGDX, we were reinventing the wheel over and over, and this slowed down our development considerably. A good example of this development curve slowing down was introducing more complex movements such as vehicles, special camera effects during movement. Another good example was the UI code in libGDX was making it impossible to add more complex UI elements such as our shop listings and items nicely. In short, it got messy. Godot will help the developers make things faster, better, without so much of a headache. I love this. I feel like this explanation, this is just one of my favorite things about the PokeForce devs so far. There are some of the most communicative devs I've ever seen. It's really, really, really impressive, and that should be praised every single time they do this. Like, they're real. I think this is a real behind the scenes. It's kind of boring or dry to some extent, but that's a good thing. There's so many times in game development where developers will leave things vague, and then the players are left to extrapolate and their minds wander, and that's how conspiracy theories start. If people just explain, hey, it's kind of dry and boring, but we needed to switch to this game engine because of this, it kind of prevents a lot of the silliness that can happen with letting gamers' minds wander. So yeah, thanks again to the PokeForce devs for saying all of this, taking that time. Development greatly impacts developers and designers' time and motivation, especially when trying to manage our full-time jobs, home lives, and social relationships. Absolutely. If it's not clear, like, developing a game like this is a second full-time job. Like, that's the way that you have to think about it, and that's the way I'm sure they do, and that's, you have to respect them. These people are working 2 jobs, you know, they've got families. I know a lot of them are like in their 30s, they've got kids. These people are some of the busiest you can be, you know. With something like Godot, we can reduce the overall time required to build the game and hopefully serve you demos eventually launching that are more polished and sooner. Now, this is in response to, I think the demo got delayed until the end of February at some point, and it was supposed to be towards the beginning. We'll see if it got delayed again or what's happening or what's going on with that. How long will this transition take? We must give Rebecca full credit here. She has been the one leading the transition so far. Within just a few weeks, she has managed to already get the game close enough to where we had it in our Java client. With a few exceptions, such as our UI and other various networking features, now that we're in a good spot to start adding this stuff back, we feel like we've completed the transition faster than we expected by a multitude of weeks. Well, shout out to Rebecca. Hell yeah, you love to see it. Also, okay, maybe I'm crazy, but in my opinion, the graphics, I don't know if it is because of the game engine or if I'm just, maybe I'm remembering less clearly. These look so much more traditional to, maybe because I've recently played Pokemon and stuff, these look so much more traditional to Pokemon than I remember them being, which I really like. I think most gamers actually do kind of prefer that more traditional to Game Boy style Pokemon or DS style Pokemon graphics. as opposed to some of these Pokemon MMOs like Poke1 or Pokemon Revolution Online or PBO, who do a different art style. A lot of us kind of just prefer this one. Maybe that's silly. I know some people prefer the shake-up, but it kind of just depends. We have a lot more to cover. Let's go ahead and keep jumping into it. Upcoming planned demos is what a lot of people care about. Actually being able to play PokeForce. Obviously, with the transition to Godot, we're going to need a bit more time to ensure that we deliver a polished, well thought out, and engaging demo. While we were originally shooting for the end of February, we're going to give ourselves a better window in order to finish the transition and start taking advantage of the new engine. I'm going to pass the rest of this portion of the announcement over to Captain Lavender, as he wants to discuss what you'll be able to expect and what we've been working on for the next demo installment. All right. Captain Lavender here. I'm excited to give some insight on what our next demo is going to showcase. We in the design team have been hard at work pumping out and refining as much as we can. Okay, Captain Lavender. The writers Jack and Kildaru have been cooking up a lot of really solid quests. I love the adjectives this guy's using. The composers Tater McTater and Genonet have been putting together, I love game devs, together an amazing amount of sick tracks. Our resident sprite artist, Eva, has been blowing us away with the sprites he's been working on. Maybe it's Eva. I've been no-lifing the map design pretty intensely. Together, we've been able to put together a good chunk of content built, which incidentally expanded the scope of the demo draft. Oh, they're basically saying, oops, we made it a bigger demo. Oops, we made more content, guys. Without further ado, let's get into the details. Accessible areas. The following areas will be available to quest, catch, and battle in. They're actually implementing it took them a while, but they are implementing like that catch and battle, the actual Pokemon systems, which are huge. PokeForce, for those who don't know, if you watched it until this point, I'd be amazed. It's just a very, very early development Pokemon MMO that is coming along the way. I'm very excited for it because the developers keep making a lot of good decisions. Now, good decisions don't really mean much if it never comes to actual fruition, but we'll see. I've just been keeping an eye on it over the past, for the next year or so. I'll keep a huge eye on it. New Bark Town, Route 29, Cherry Grove, Route 30, Route 31, Dark Cave, and Violet City. Within these areas, you'll have a plethora of quests and jobs you can do for trainer, XP, Pokeyen, and items. This is really true. I think they revealed 1 or 2 areas before, and I feel like there was like 5 quests or so. So that's pretty impressive. Quest/jobs. What's the difference between a quest and a job? Well, quests are given out by NPCs and encompass a small storyline and tasks, while jobs can be found at job boards near large city Pokecenters. Quests are generally one and done with a few exceptions, such as ore collection quests. Jobs on the board cycle every 6 hours. Jobs on the board seem like Stardew Valley type, like job boards if you played that game like in the town center. And then quests are going to be similar to like RuneScape quests, where like you get an actual little mini store. They're pretty simple stuff. These jobs are fairly simple in concept. Collect X amount of items. They're fetch quests. Great for grinding Pokeyen and getting some bonus trainer experience. And I like the idea of an interactive way to make that XP and Pokeyen. The engine featured in the demo will be fairly basic in comparison to what we have planned for release, but we have trainer battles, wild encounters, and PvP available. That's actually kind of crazy. Within the demo, you'll be able to find 85 Pokemon to find, capture, and train. It's not exactly a staggering amount, but it directly represents the mons available in the area. Yeah, so they're saying that's actually okay. 85 different species available within 7 areas is pretty insane. Yeah, so they're essentially saying, like, that's actually wild. They're saying, like, yeah, 85 doesn't sound like much, but that's actually, like, exactly how many would be there in the original games. It's pretty nuts. Skills and tools. The 2 main skills featured will be mining and foraging. I love me a mining skill. They want to implement RuneScape-like skills in a Pokemon game for those who aren't aware, which is something I'm super excited for. Mining was hit during our Christmas event. That was only a concept. This time it'll be much closer to how it will be featured on release. Foraging. Did I say foraging? I'm sorry, foraging. Foraging will be very basic in comparison, mostly focused on wood chopping and berry picking. The pickaxe, axe, and clippers will be available for purchase in the 2 local shops. The pickaxe acts as a tool for gathering ores, as well as replaces the Rock Smash HM. That's very cool. Different tiers of this tool will be available. The axe is great for both gathering wood and replacing the cut HM. Weaving in skills like this, RuneScape-like skills, into also acting as HMs is just so sick. The clippers are solely for foraging berries, granting you the chance to receive higher yield than you would from simply picking them. Okay. Vehicles. Though running will be finally implemented, it might not get you across the map fast enough. The bike, a classic vehicle. The motorbike, somewhat similar to Gen 3's Mach bike. That'll be great for speed running and certain, just what's it called, pathing mechanics. The raft allows you to cross fresh water at the same speed as surf. The boat, much faster than surf. We're getting a mock bike for surfing. That's pretty cool if you ask me. And acts like a basic repel. See you later tentacles. Okay. Equipment. Exo Gauntlet allows you to move large boulders, replaces Strength TM. HM. Lantern allows you to see dark areas, replaces Flash HM. Okay, cool. Gameplay. After logging in and setting up your character, you have to choose one of 3 Johto starters. From there, the demo is how you tackle it in its free reign, very open world. Battling, capturing, training, and questing will be immediately available to you. However, because it's a demo, won't feature the crafting system we have planned, you will have to earn money by questing, taking jobs in order to purchase all the items listed, which will allow you to progress further. Gotcha. I assume the level of progression will be very, very consistent. I hope this is a sufficient amount of insight on what we have planned. I think this is more insight than PokeMMO has put out in the past year, my friend. So thank you very much. Salute to you, dude. Not to diss on them too hard, but the Godot transition, although a bit of a time sink forcing us to push the demo back, has us all very excited. We really can't stress enough that we want to deliver a well-rounded, fun demo that properly represents a portion of what the final product will be. We apologize for the wait. We definitely jumped the gun for our roadmap. Understandable. I think it's what every dev ends up doing. But we're hoping that this upcoming demo is going to be the real cat's pajamas. Can you tell they're over 30? Sorry, not to... Awesome. And finally, below, we have some sneak peeks. We have some images here. The birds on the little wires are super cute. Okay, this is awesome. Little apple stand. Little apples in the tree. Some Murkrow. Wow, it really makes the world feel alive. The Murkrows on the power lines is super cute. More power line stuff and just potted, villages, I guess. The mining area. Sure. Everything looks great. Looking good. Anything crazy or out of place? A beautiful mart. And I think that finally wraps everything. If you want to see this for yourself, this will be linked in full in the description. This is a lot to cover. A lot of exciting news. A lot of dry but important. Please don't stop. Just as I say, it's a little dry. Don't stop doing posts like this. It's so important, and I love covering them. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the PokeForce devs for doing all of this. I know it takes a lot of time to write and rewrite and edit and put together these blog posts. The blog posts alone are not easy to do, so shout out to them. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon MMO videos, usually PokeMMO. Discord down below, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo are super important, help out a lot. Go check out PokeForce. Check out the demo when it comes out eventually. We'll keep an eye out for that, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Peace, Reno.